The University of Maryland has taken brand new steps to be super inclusive, and they're doing this by excluding Asian Americans from the title of being people of color and including them with white people. So I guess that means if you're Asian and you go to the University of Maryland, you're not actually Asian, instead you're white. So the reason I'm talking about this is because of this image that's been making its rounds on social media, which comes from the University of Maryland. Now at the top, it doesn't really seem to be that big a deal. It's just talking about the number of applicants and who was enrolled and their average SAT scores, all of that stuff. The issue here is in the bottom left-hand corner. When they talk about the demographics of the new freshmen coming in every year, they lump them into two different categories. The first is students of color minus Asians. And the minus is the key word here. They are effectively saying that Asian students do not qualify as students of color. Instead, if you look at the very bottom of the table, the last demographic includes white or Asian students. And while these statistics are specific to the University of Maryland, I think this idea or premise is applicable to most universities throughout the nation. You can look at Harvard, for example, where it is much more difficult for an Asian American to be accepted into Harvard because they're consistently rated on a negative scale when it comes to personality traits compared to every other race. A lot of universities think they have too many Asians and too many white people, so to become more demographically inclusive, they are now excluding Asian Americans, and they're lumping them in with white people, presumably bequeathing unto them the white privilege. And yes, I did just say bequeath. It's a cool word. Get over it. But the point of this is that liberals, they include Asian Americans as a minority when it's convenient to them and exclude them when it's convenient. Let me give you the perfect example. Here, we can obviously see they're being excluded. With higher education, Asian Americans are counted effectively as white. On the other hand, during the height of COVID, for several months, we heard about the anti-Asian hate crimes that were happening all over the country. Now, I for one think those may have been slightly overblown, but that's not the point. The point is, in that instance, they were being oppressed. Asians were people of color, and white people were oppressing them. But in this instance, with college applications, Asians are the oppressors because they are coming in and there are too many of them, presumably, at colleges. You can't take a minority group, say that you're a minority in this aspect, but when it comes to higher education, we're going to put you in with the white people. I don't think that's how it works. And I can't believe that a university feels comfortable putting anything like this on paper at all. It doesn't make any sense. The problem with inclusivity is epitomized in what we've seen here. The University of Maryland is so inclusive, and they want to have such a diverse student body that they are excluding Asian Americans from the category of people of color because reasons. And Asian Americans do really well, so they don't count as people of color or something like that. Honestly, this whole thing is racist. Don't be like the University of Maryland. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.